Welcome back to the Anachroschism. When we left off last time, the party was split. Long-time viewers know that's
shocking.
Par for the course at this point.
Oh, yeah.
3 of them were having a lovely lunch and meeting new people and having a grand old time in Timberbrook's biggest restaurant. And 2 of them were breaking into the Margrave's house and fiddling around with stuff.
This is quite the juxtaposition. I like it.
The contrast is strong.
Yes.
So we're going to return to the restaurant group.
I'm
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
They hear an explosion in the distance.
Just a jaunty stroll through the street over here.
Yeah.
Because they can't know how important it is to get to the manor until after this has already happened.
Oh,
so I have to wait on their scene.
What a beautiful day. It's a good thing no one's causing any explosions anywhere, anything of the sort.
Isaac and Grail. Isaac, you're kind of standing nearby the double door as Grail finishes off the last tumbler.
I've drawn my guns for what that's worth.
To shoot Grail. Father, she was breaking into your room. This could be back in your good graces.
Execute.
Little did you know that's the only reason he brought you along is to get into this door. That's all he needed you for. It's just boom, dead, no witnesses.
My memories, and it's just like, I loved you, Isaac.
One tear rolls down his face, and then he shoots himself.
Yeah, who gets the memories if you shoot yourself?
It's an endless time loop.
Yeah.
He just relives exploding his own head over
Oh
and
my
over
God.
again for eternity.
Yeah, that moment just plays out forever. Ooh.
Hours later, the other group's like, where are they?
I hate this.
Murder, suicide.
What if that actually...
Hilarious.
That's the classic joke. What if that was actually what happened here? That'd be kind of fun. Joking about it, and then that's the road we're going down.
Well, we have the power.
As the final tumbler clicks into place, you can feel, Grail, the door handle turn. And then I need you to make a... Oh, shit. Where'd it go?
Constitution.
It's not Constitution.
As your poison.
A strength saving throw.
Oh, that's
Good.
not-
That's something that I'm really good at.
that's not good.
That's actually, you got like a 13 in strength, don't you? Something like that?
+1, yeah.
Yeah.
13?
Question mark?
13,
I
she
know.
said, hoping. As you have finished with the mechanism inside the door and seemingly gained access as the knob gives way, you feel a torrent of electricity course through your body. A 13 is not a successful save.
Cool.
And you take 74 points of lightning damage.
Jesus.
And you watch, Isaac, as this is not like she shuffled her feet on the ground and then touched the doorknob. This is a seconds-long voltage of electricity that just jars her as she's holding onto the doorknob, and then she slumps over unconscious.
So, just kidding about Sean and I rolling a new character. I also... Just me.
But the door's unlocked, right?
I mean, you don't really know.
Over
You could,
my dead body.
you could see her just starting to turn the knob before, you
I
know.
salute Grail and walk through the door. No, this is terrible. This is terrible. How much HP do you have?
Not that much.
50?
50. Okay, so you're not outright dead.
No.
So I immediately drop, and I'm like, oh, Grail, oh God, to an attempt to stabilize you so you don't continue dying. That's how that works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stabilize.
Yep.
For stabilizing, is that a check or is that just you stable? It
It's
is.
a medicine check.
Well, here we go.
If you have other options that some characters have, it's not, but
Oh,
you
okay.
don't have any of those.
I thought you were
A
hinting
potion
at
or
something.
something
I was like,
on
now that I know of.
Give her your second wind,
5,
mouth to
so,
mouth.
Well, what?
Well,
I think I'm gonna have to
re-roll.
re-roll this, but what? Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and.
Does
use-
anybody
what
have
point
a
of
healing
luck?
potion?
I think the DC is a known thing if you have access to the player's handbook. I'll
Yeah.
tell you, 5 ain't it.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 10.
I don't know. I don't know what is a DC of 5, but it ain't this.
I'm gonna assume 14 is fine. So I'm gonna roll with 14.
All right. So you rush over to her side. She is still her body is still kind of spasmodic at times, and even just touching her, you do get sort of the like static electricity like shock effect. Just touching her, it doesn't hurt you, but there's that moment where you first like contact her body, trying to see if you can stabilize it. Where you're like, and you're like, oh Jesus. Her tremoring does kind of subside. Just as you're kind of like inspecting her, trying to see what you can do to help. And in this case, a lot of it's just kind of like holding her in place as the spasming comes to a stop. She doesn't seem to be wounded per se. She's a little crispy. Her hair looks frayed. But you're able to sort of like get her through the worst of the shock in this case. It's not like you're like stabilizing a wound at this point. It's more like getting her through so that her body can like resist the effects of this, and eventually the seizing comes to a stop, and eventually she a couple of minutes pass as you just kind of keep an eye on her, and she eventually comes back to consciousness.
Well, I'm telling like, Grail, please wake up.
Am I awake now?
Sure.
I'm very close to your face when you
Okay.
wake up.
Yeah, so like I blink and then I like blink a couple more times because you're very close to me, and I'm guessing, am I like in pain?
Yeah. You feel sore all over.
Okay.
Like, because especially like your muscles feel as though they have like tensed and
Yeah.
untensed
Yeah.
a lot in a very short time because they have.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna speak. I'm just gonna kind of groan. Yeah. 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 I'm not. I mean, yeah. I'm in a lot of pain. So.
Well, I'm glad you're awake. It occurs to me to make a pun about the electricity, but I'm a little too worried for that. How are you feeling?
He was gonna hit him with the CSI line. It's fine. Like that was quite a shock.
Yeah.
Yes.
I kind of like snort in the back of my throat, like in acknowledgement of that, and just like kind of shake my head.
Well, we should get out of here then. Here. And I like help you up.
And when you do that, I kind of like try, almost like push my weight down a little bit to like reject, and I basically gesture for you to do what we set out to do.
Grail, look at you. And is it even unlocked? I don't even know what had just happened.
Oh, and I don't even know. I think that it's opened. So like I can't see. I'm not understanding what's going on. So it's still closed, right?
Yes.
And is it so okay, so she was inside. I'm going to like what's like a something that we have like I'll just use my gun. It's metal. I like take my gun and I kind of like boop it onto like the knob to make sure that there's not a current still actively running through the metal. I don't think there is, but we're going to find out.
So you kind of softly toss the gun at the door handle, and it hits, then falls to the ground.
And it makes it fire hits Grail on the head.
And there's an explosion, and the other group looks towards the manor.
I'm going to try the knob just to see if it's even open, and we can go from there. And I like in my head, I just try to do it as fast as possible, even though I know it wouldn't matter if there was a current going through this thing. It's like a hot stove. Just do it fast.
So you're grabbing the handle to see if it's locked, or you're...
Like I'm trying to open the door and like open and push open.
Okay. As soon as you start to turn the handle, I need you to make a strength saving throw.
God.
Jesus Christ. I hate this.
We needed to know, right? You failed on a 13.
And you also
on a
got a
14.
13.
So I'm going to use my second luck check. Strength.
Yes.
Okay, a 20. Not a crit though.
Okay. Perhaps because you're bracing yourself, or perhaps because you have an inclination as to what's coming. You turn the handle, and even before you have the opportunity to like try and push in on the door, you feel lightning course through your body. A 20 is a successful save on the dot.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Which I tell you mostly because I think it makes it more fun than because I think, you take 38 points of lightning damage,
But do I get the door open?
Okay.
and as the lightning courses through you and you sort of lose control of yourself for a moment, you kind of stumble face first into the room as the door swings open.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay. How much HP do you have left?
I have to do the math. That was you said how much? 38.
38.
I just like to point out-
5 minus 38 is 27.
Okay. Okay.
Between the strength saving throw and the lightning damage, I would have been a great person to bring with you.
Yeah, probably.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
Oh my
We
god.
didn't know.
And you
Oh
would
my
So-
god.
and you would have got along great with the butler.
Oh, so that's what that feels like. Oh god.
As you stumble into the
I would, like,
room,
sit up. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's fine.
I'm sitting up
That's
as
fine.
best I can,
So-
very slowly.
Grail, you kind of start to sit up. Isaac tumbles into the room. He's on the ground, still sort of seizing. It's nowhere near as violent as yours was, but it takes him a couple seconds to shake off the effect of the electricity, as it were, that flows through his body. So both of you are just kind of on the ground, but the door is open.
Jesus.
And after a couple seconds, you get your bearings back.
Can you stand, Grail?
Um,
And I try to help you up. And I also am like, do we have any of those potions left over? I was almost positive I finally took a potion because we kept talking about it, but I
I have the ingredients for a potion, but I also do have my obsidian necklace.
And you have a second wind.
don't know how that works, but I do have that.
D10 plus your
Use
fighter
that.
level.
Yeah.
So you'll have to, unless it might be on your sheet somewhere, but if it's not, you can just roll a D10 and add 6.
Okay.
And Grail, of course, is at 1 HP.
I'm at 1, yeah,
Just,
okay.
just for the
How do you do
record.
this, Jason?
Don't trip and fall.
Yeah.
For, like, to roll
Don't take
it.
necrotic damage from touching your friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
You will go into a coma.
Slash roll.
Yeah, /roll/R.
No, like 1d10.
Oh, okay.
So if you'd like to heal yourself, Grail, I suppose now's the time.
Yeah,
Jason.
so
Because second
Right,
one has
it's
to be himself. It
Mm.
can't be anybody
it's
else.
a D8, right?
Yes.
I will. I will kind of
So
clasp
14
my
points.
necklace.
41. Okay, much better.
And I got an 8.
Plus your wisdom. For
Oh.
Grail, not for Isaac.
Yeah.
So Isaac heals for 14. Grail is 8 plus, I don't know, to 2, 3.
2. Yeah.
So 10 points of
So-
healing for you.
Okay, I'm at 11 then.
That also kind of helps you both reset yourselves.
Okay.
Feeling a little bit better.
We should be quick.
Grail,
in
it
here.
should be noted that as you clasp the necklace, there's almost this moment of hesitation, given everything
Yeah.
that happened in the last 48
Yeah.
hours. And it is sort of a relief when that familiar, like, warm energy courses through you, because there's that brief hesitation where you're like, I hope this hasn't been changed or ruined somehow. It does seem to work as you expect it to.
Yeah, I very much was like thinking about like my grandmother and how it was given to me to protect me, and just kind of truly just wishing it to work as it did. So I am very relieved when it does.
So I go up to Grail and I grab her hands, and maybe it's because we just both almost died, but like my inhibitions aren't firing as much. So like hold like clasping your hands, holding them up, you know, and saying like, I know we just almost died, but it's time to focus. We can do this. Any devices, blueprints, documents, letters, anything we think of value, we need to look, find it, procure it, and leave.
And I nod, and even though I'm still in like a lot of pain, like my muscles are just so sore, I do like using the wall as, you know, kind of a guide. I get up and I follow you in.
And the necklace helps. The healing from it helps in the fact that you still hurt, but you at least feel like you can move about relatively normally now. Like you're gonna be feeling this for a bit, but you have for the most part can move about. Flavor wise, you might be a smidge slower, but for the most part, you're like, all right, that hurts, but I can function.
Okay.
Okay, so investigation. I'm rolling.
Yes.
All right.
I too.
Thank God.
Investigating.
17. Oh
20.
yeah.
Not that.
Not that. Okay. As you guys step into the room, a few things stick out. One is that everything in the room is a resplendent white. There is a sitting sofa with white cushions and white pillows on top of it. The bed, which has ridiculously ornate corner posts and whatever that thing over the top of a bed is called. Canopy? I don't know. I don't know fancy beds.
Who does?
White curtains that fall along all the sides of the bed that are thin, so you can see the bed inside of it, but kind of give it like a small air of privacy to it. Huge white rugs that cover swaths of the floor. The room is enormous. Like, it is a much nicer room than it has any business being. It's more nice than any one person really needs for any reason. There's a chandelier.
So I would say to narrow this down, I would be looking first for like any sort of desk. I know he has a study. Doesn't mean there's not also a desk here. A chest at like the foot of the bed, dresser, like drawers, whatever. That looked like it could have something of value in it.
Okay.
Freaking everything white. Is he like filming a porno or something? What a douche.
I know. I'm like.
And rose petals.
I know.
Okay, there is a chest at the foot of the bed. There is a desk. It is made of wood. It is not white like the rest. There is also an entire like bathroom suite with a jacuzzi.
Ooh.
And all sorts of things that are not
need
very
that.
common
He
in
is
this world.
filming a porno.
Yeah.
In here.
He is basically having young women appear, impressionable young
There's
women.
there's
And
a
then-
black couch like just up against one of the walls.
Yeah, it's a casting couch.
Yeah.
I don't.
Don't put a black light on it. Thank God they don't exist.
Sorry, what's a casting couch? I don't.
Nothing, Chris.
Nothing.
So
It's
I
where you
would
cast
go-
spells.
I would go for the desk first, and I'm like, knowing my father's affinity for false. What do you call them in a desk? Like
False
like
drawers?
False drawers, right? Like a
False
secret
bottoms.
Yeah.
drawer, false bottom, things like that.
No. Let's just keep asking questions about things that you guys can't remember the names of. I'll do this all night. This is great.
This is what you're looking for.
I know it's. I'm sure it's here somewhere. He's a very cheesy like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for the chest then.
Okay.
I know. There's a lot of sexual references happening right now, and I don't particularly care.
I'm sorry. I'm deep down inside just the 13-year-old. It's really not all that deep. It's just under the skin.
So, Isaac, you start rooting about the desk drawers. The insides are more empty than you're expecting. There's a handful of writing implements. There's some paper that has not yet been written on. There is a nice monogrammed velvet pouch that has a nice jingle to it when you pick it up, but it is tied closed. With
What was that? Sorry, I missed it. What you just said up the pouch.
a nice velvet monogrammed pouch.
Monogrammed pouch. Okay, so there could be money in it.
Has the initials FD on it.
Fucking.
I
dude.
wonder
dope.
who it is.
Well, I'm gonna pocket that
Riddle me this.
for sure. That's
Okay.
one thing pocketed.
With a 17, because there's like a main drawer underneath the seat that pulls out, and there's 3 on the side. There does seem to be a false bottom in the second drawer on the right-hand side.
Oh, Father, you're so predictable. I'm gonna open it.
Inside, you see what appears to be scrolls that are wrapped up, or maybe just one big one. It's in a bundle of some kind. You can't really tell if it's a big scroll or several that are bound by the same binding. It's a scroll that seems different than the norm, even just looking at the exterior. You have seen the magical one that Tessian and Lena procured as part of their involvement in the Conatus that has like magical properties, and this is not that. It's on an unfamiliar type of paper or some sort of thing that was written on.
Pocket that too. I don't even want to take the time to like look at it yet.
Okay.
I just want to take it mainly because I'm thinking my memory I think is okay, but I want to make sure Tessian gets to see anything with any of that sort of shit on it.
Mm-hmm. Grail.
There was like a couple market, like I'm not gonna be able to explain that to him. So go, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
That's fine. Grail, and this is just the way it's worked out. The chest is locked.
God damn it! I have PTSD now.
Yeah. Grail, I'm confident there's not a electric charge waiting in the chest.
Are you now?
85% confident.
And I guess my pick is still in the door. Or no? Did it come out?
Did it get fucking blasted out or
like little rail gun? Just boom.
I know. It's like sticking in the wall opposite.
I would say it is still in there, slightly charred.
Oh God.
But you could have
Not
removed it
going
on your
back.
way in the room if you wanted, or I suppose it's up to you.
Oh my God. I'm gonna leave it. I'm not going back. I'm not touching that door ever again. Like, nope. I will get another one. I'm down to 3 now. I'll get my third pick, and I'm gonna very, very carefully feel out the tumblers on this boy.
Okay. Make a very, very careful thieves' tool check.
I will. If I can find it.
what did you
There
roll?
it
Doesn't
is.
matter. You're dead.
Yeah. I know.
The chest comes to life.
It's a
It's
mimic.
a mimic.
God.
I had
He
considered it.
laughed. The chest laughed.
I honestly couldn't think of a viable reason why you would have a mimic in his room. But I thought about it.
16.
I'm like, why? If he's going to assume no one can get to this point, why would he have a fucking mimic in his room?
Like it just keeps him company.
It's his pet.
Yeah, it just
Yeah, it's
like,
his friend.
Yeah.
He's like, it's all right, and the chest is like, it's all right. It's classic. It does take you a smidge longer than it normally would have if for no other reason you're kind of hesitant about this. But it feels much more familiar once you really start digging into it, and after maybe, after about 10 seconds of hesitation, it only takes another maybe 10, 15 seconds further to be able to pick the lock on it and swing the chest open if you so desire.
All right. I so desire. If it felt like any standard lock, I'm going to go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Should have had Mage Hand do that. What the fuck?
Yep.
You could have made you open the door.
Yep.
You were dead,
Oh.
pretty much.
Oh, I'm aware.
Look, there's a number of things that I would have suggested if Tessian were present, but
I was like, if Isaac fails the strength saving throw, I wonder if they're going to try again when he's now dead, or if they're just going to leave it, because Mage Hand could do it. I don't know. I'm just a man. Inside the chest are an assortment of fine clothes, tops and bottoms, a couple of nice pairs of slippers, very
Time
soft.
to put on Daddy's clothes. I said.
Yep. Smoke a pipe.
like Hugh Hefner up in this biatch.
There is also another set of or one large scroll.
Oh, I pick it up and I kind of wave it over in Isaac's direction, and I say, like, looky here. And then I say, seems to be just a bunch of clothes in here other than this, but...
Check for false bottoms. He loves doing that.
Okay. And I'm gonna like rifle, like I'm gonna kind of push aside the clothes. I might actually, if there's a lot of them, I might just literally throw them on the floor.
Okay. Go and make an investigation check.
That's intimidation. I don't need that one.
Where's the answer clothes?
So it is a
Why?
mimic.
Yes, it's exactly trying to intimidate the mimic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Another 20, not natural.
I'm so sorry. It's just my job.
Another 20, huh? Checking the thing. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'm trying to find this thing in my notes. It is down the bottom?
Excuse me, sir. Do you happen to know where the train station is? Oh, it's down the road. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And that's all.
Giant bolt of lightning shoots out from the distance. They're like, oh, shit. Straight up into the air.
You know what, Chris, for what it's worth, I am also checking for... I feel like my dad is the type of person who can have a false bottom in a false bottom, and the first one making the person think that they've discovered all the secrets so that they stop. He's crafty like
It's just
that.
bottomception in this.
So that's fine. You can make another investigation check.
14.
Okay. Isaac, as you feel around the drawer looking for any like mechanisms or additional false bottoms, it feels like that's it.
Okay. So we have the
At
desk.
least with that check, you don't discover
well,
anything.
yeah. So with the desk, the chest, any other like notable sort of things in the room, nightstands, like.
Grail, we'll do that in a sec. Grail,
Oh, sorry.
with a 20. As you're kind of rooting through the clothes, you do seem to find what appears to be a bracelet that has a couple of nice gemstones inlaid on it. It's both pretty, but it also feels like there's something more to it. It's hard to describe.
You are muted.
Thank you.
Electricity. Her throat's too dry.
I know, it's true. I'm going to also kind of like hold that up and say, I'm not sure what this is, but it feels like it's more than just a bracelet. I think we should take it as well.
Magic.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be the expert. And I touch my chest.
No time right now, but
I'll take one more look around the room to see does anything seem suspicious, out of place. Like
it's sort of a question of how much time you want to spend and how much you want to toss the room. There's the sofa that you could look through. There's an armoire. There's the bed itself. There's the whole separate room.
I also think the armoire. I like to think that Grail and I are both looking, and we both see the armoire at the same time, and we look at each other, and we nod, and we head toward the armoire.
There is a top cabinet of the armoire that has like big openings with two knobs to pull it open, and then a couple of bottom drawers.
I'll go for the bottom drawers.
All right.
Grail, do you want to go for the top thing?
that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, or we'll just do
Divide and
Isaac's.
conquer.
Yeah. Give me one last investigation check from you both. How dare you play footsie with me? It's better when you're not here.
16, not bad. Actually, I've been rolling really well, and as I jinx us with Grails, that's 12. It's not terrible.
In the top, Grail, you see a few suits and pairs of slacks hanging up in there. One of the doors opens up to reveal a mirror that's basically the size of the cabinet door opening itself on the back side of it. Vanity seems to be among Faust Dryden's many vices. But beyond that, there aren't any additional compartments or anything else that you see, just a bunch of fine clothing and the like. Isaac, looking through the drawers, the top of the bottom two has a bunch of shoes in it. And the bottom one seems like it has blankets and sheets. But as you're rooting about it a bit with that result, there is a leather pouch that feels heavy, but it doesn't make the same noise as the previous bag you found. It just kind of feeling it quickly, it feels like there is a grouping of something inside of it, but it doesn't make that like clinking noise the money did. But there's something that's, it feels like at least dozens of in this bag that is also, like the other one, tied closed.
Okay, then I tell Grail, okay, well, I think we've done pretty well. We should probably head out. And as I say that, I'm walking across the room. I'm like, just hold on a second. My father always has a taste for high theatrics, so I want to see if he enjoys a taste of his own medicine. And I take out like some quills and stuff in the desk. And I write on a piece of paper, bearing the weight of this continent's burdens is the responsibility of a Dryden. And I stick it in his top desk. I say, he always liked to tell us that as though it justified any of the atrocities he committed. We'll see if he likes it.
We're not going to get to stick around till tomorrow, are we?
Well, my reasoning, in fact, is no one ever comes up here. We're going to close the door. We should be scot-free until he gets back. No explosions went off. We didn't do anything crazy. No one goes in these rooms. That's Isaac's hope, at least in these moments. So,
I do wonder if there was some kind of notification when the electricity went off. I don't know.
I mean, maybe, but like Isaac doesn't know about the internet yet, so
He has a ways to go.
if he got an email, so I'm gonna put that in the top desk, and I'm gonna say, all right, we should go.
Is this it? We're not gonna try anything with the study, I take it.
After what happened there, I think we're lucky to have be walking away with our lives, let alone. And I kind of gesture to like the pouches and the documents in my coat. It's not a bad haul.
That's true. I hope it was worth it.
I think it will be, for a few reasons. And I kind of look back at the desk.
And I will try. I mean, at this point, I will absolutely cast Mage Hand and to close it.
And can you pick up your...
Take out
your pick, yeah.
I will, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we could do one more check, but we've done like 4 in here, and I feel like we've seen pretty much everything there is to see in the time that we had.
One more thing. Are there paintings on the wall? Anything we could like move away from and like see if there's anything like a safe or anything behind the walls?
Oh God, I should have thought of that.
There are a couple of nice paintings on the wall, yes. One of them is a giant portrait of Faust himself.
Good.
I roll my eyes. I didn't even know that was a thing.
And one of them is what appears to be a painting of a small villa with like 20 to 25 houses in it.
Weird.
It's a big painting, but...
It's a big painting?
Yeah, like 24 by 36.
Wow.
Not as big as the Faust Dryden one, but, you know.
Jesus.
I'm kind of walking up, and I kind of point that one out to you, and I'm going to go to the one of my dad, because, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to carefully, like, try and, like, look behind and see if there's anything that's not a wall back there.
I'm going to do the same and just say, like, you know, most people have paintings of their families or their loved ones, and I move it just to the side.
Best you can tell. You can both make an investigation check.
Hell yeah.
We are investigating. We are Detective Pikachu.
This is the Batman shit that I wanted to be doing this whole time, and I'm going to re-roll that because that was a critical fail. So that's my last luck point.
Wow.
So
your dad's painting falls on you and crushes you.
it starts talking.
The burden of your father.
6.
Kill your friends, Isaac. Kill your friends.
1, but...
Okay. What'd you get, Grail?
17.
Ooh.
Maybe it's because you're distracted by seeing your father, but yeah, you don't find anything behind it whatsoever, Isaac.
While it's in my hands, Chris, I shrug and I pull it off the wall and throw it on the ground. Like, not like throw it to make a lot of noise, but...
Are you trying to break it or just like put it on the ground?
I'm thinking we should go to Grail's Wall. I think.
Okay. Grail, looking behind it, you're kind of like feeling the wall and trying to see if there's anything in particular that's out of place or like a switch or like really anything that would help fill in the blanks here as far as, is there something hidden behind this? There isn't. But when you go to put the painting back, you notice there is a small box, as it were, on the back of the painting. And hold on.
Ooh, I'm glad I said something about painting.
Yep, that was good.
I have to go to a very different section.
Actually, of course, he has something behind a painting too. Like, of course, that's his
Cheesy
thing.
motherfucker.
It seems to be a description of the painting, and the location is called Valencia Villa.
Okay. What does it look like in terms of like landscape? Like, what is the terrain? What around it?
These are seemingly lovingly crafted wood houses that appear to be beachside. There is a body of water of some kind nearby. It's not the right angle to tell if it's like a lake or the ocean, but given Araminta's geography, ocean's the most likely.
Yeah.
Very grassy. Lots of flowers. It doesn't strike you as a place you've ever been.
Right. I kind of like motion Isaac over and I say, does Valencia Villa mean anything to you?
Did I ever even hear my father like utter that name or anything like that? Okay. No. Never heard of this place.
And before I put it back up, I kind of motion. I say, I show him the box, like the square, so you can look at it.
And in the square, it was just the name of the village, right? Basically.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. No, this is strange.
It is rather odd. I don't see anything else on the walls or anything like it. Anything on your end?
No. I'll put the painting back up just in case. And that was good intuition, Grail. Anything else strike you, or should we go?
I was frozen for a second. Sorry. I'm back now. I think this is everything. I don't see anything else.
Okay. Now we do the thing where we mage hand and then thing.
Okay. And as you pull the door closed with the mage hand, you hear a ding from behind you in the hallway.